Hello, everyone, and welcome to the, first official episode of the Language Lab podcast. My name is Siad, and today I'm going to talk about and describe and show a few books that I recently picked up. So I live in Boston, Massachusetts, where there is a French library, which is a French cultural institution. It's a lively place. It's a center where they give classes. There is a library there. There are different cultural events. And for a while now, I've been wanting to travel to or to go to one of the library sales. And my schedule finally lined up where I was able to go to a sale. Now, this year, 2024, one of my book buying rules has been that I am only allowed to buy books under two circumstances. The one is if they are not English books, and two is I can buy the books if I'm on vacation. And I have taken a lot of advantage of both of those things, and I have stuck to those things as well. So I have saved a lot of money and space in limiting my book purchases, but I've still acquired a lot of books, which is normal for me. And so I have some books I wanted to show and talk about. My current method, my laboratory of methods for language learning rests heavily on reading. I want to acquire languages for many reasons, and one of the many reasons is to be able to read. And so I kind of have this acquire by reading methodology that I would like to, or that I do follow. So I try to read in my languages as much as I can, even if I don't always understand everything that's going on. And so that's why buying books and acquiring books is really important. Now, yes, I do live in a major metropolitan city with the first public library system in the United States. So the public library system and their world languages section is actually very, very good. I have checked out so many Spanish books and Japanese books and French books from the Boston Public Library. That said, I think their largest collection in the world, or largest sub-collection in the world language sections, are Chinese and Spanish. There are a lot of French speakers, people who understand French, rather, in Boston, but the library doesn't seem to have as many of those. So I've had to do a lot of my own digging and looking for specifically French books. And so that's why I've come across the French Library, and I'm working to get a membership there. But in the meantime, I went to the library sale. So this is a little bit of a haul. These are all used French library books. So I didn't pay full price for any of these items, and I spent just about $20. I would categorize these books into two categories: magazines and not magazines. So I will share a little bit of the not magazine category. One of the books that I did find, and I was really excited and surprised that it was still there when I got there. I got there maybe 40 minutes after the sale had started, and it was already very picked over. But one of the books that I got was The Diary of Anne Frank. I now have this book in 3 languages, including English. I have only read it in English so far, but my level of Spanish reading is close enough that I could probably read it without too much trouble, but I just haven't yet because I've been interested in other things. But The Diary of Anne Frank I purchased in French. A couple of other books. As I said, reading my way fluent is sort of my method, my lab, the space that I play in. And that means finding books that are appropriate to my level. In French, I would say that I am A0 or A1 if you don't believe that A0 exists. So I try to find a lot of books for young children, or I guess people with limited vocabulary knowledge. So I found a couple of books that are learner's material, so graded readers, which are great. Oddly enough, I'm also learning American Sign Language, but I found a book about signing, French Sign Language, and signing with your child if you have a baby. And then Francophone history, so Francophone stories, a book. I was actually really surprised. So the CLE International series of books are the books that I'm using for French grammar and vocabulary. So I was surprised to see that. Now, the second category that I cited, magazines. There were a lot of magazines. At first, I didn't look through the magazine bucket, and I am very glad that I did. They were only $1 a piece. Oh, I forgot to say, all of those books, except for the Diary of Anne Frank and the other book, the last book, the history of Francophone history, were $1. So all of the books that I purchased were between $1 and $3 each. Now, I saw the magazine bucket for children, and I thought, there might be some books in there that I can find, or some magazines. So what I discovered are the series Jamais Lié, and they're basically kiddie magazines, for lack of a better word. They have stories, so it's just like each volume or each edition or issue rather has a story, and